G'day guys, it's Parry from Sell Exclusive. Today I've got a question from Darren. Now Darren, this is just going from experience, what I've seen in the past, but truly you need to really seek proper professional advice from your conveyancer just to make sure that you're covered by this question. So Darren's purchasing a property with a tenant in place. Now the tenant is on a periodic lease, so he'd like to know how he could get possession of that property without the tenant, or how he could maybe leave him in there for a few weeks just in case they have any delays on their other property that they're going to. So Darren, again, double check everything with your conveyancer, but if this is out of hours, have a look at this video obviously, because I'll email it to you shortly. So what happens is you purchase a property. The best way to do it, from my experience, is with vacant possession. Okay, so that says that you're asking for the property to be completely vacant at possession. Now, for the agent or the agency, the best way to set that up, of course, is to have the tenant vacant, say, a week before settlement. Okay, so that allows you to make sure that the bond clean has gone through fine, and then of course you have someone like you, Darren, the buyer, to do the pre-settlement inspection once the place is vacant. Okay, that way you're happy with everything. You can see that the tenant is out. As for leaving the tenant in there, personally, I don't think you'd be covered then, because of course, tenant, great people, of course, you great people as well, but if there are delays, unfortunately, there's no more vacant possession sort of requirement there. So in that circumstance, let's just say, for example, they do need an extra week, I would highly suggest that you extend settlement for another week and a half so that you can do your pre-settlement during that time that the property is vacant and tidy. Because the last thing you want is to be handed the keys and the place is very messy, or there was damage during the removal. So that is probably the best way to cover you. Again, just check out with your conveyancer or solicitor. They'll be able to confirm a few things, but you definitely don't want to leave them in there after settlement, because you'll have no control over the process then. And of course, if there is a locked-in lease in place, that's a whole different story, because if you're buying the property to be a home occupier and there is a lease in place or a tenant in there, you could get in strife and you would have to pay possibly more stamp duty, because you will be then deemed as a investor, not a home occupier. I think the rules there are about that 6-month mark, but then you'd have no control over the tenant either. So just check with your conveyancer that a vacant possession clause and certainly an extension of settlement if required, I think would probably be the best way. Hope that helps, Darren. Cheers.